allure. He sells online. They're never find in the shop. And there's a. So you good now, or we're still waiting for you?
The other thing I got too, over in the corner, I got an ozone machine. So even in your garage, if you just run that before you go to bed, like once a month, it kills a lot of the germs and bacteria and stuff that sit there. So
Oh, definitely send me a link to that. I'm gonna pick one of those up. That's a definite from there, especially in the garage.
All right, I think I'm ready. You guys ready? Ready?
Guess what? We're in a different location.
Yes. So what's going on, everybody? Once again, this is your man Kel with Handlebars and Cigars. You can follow me on both YouTube and Instagram at Handlebars and Cigars. Now, to my left, we have
Will Hart from the world famous Cigarage, but we are sitting in
at the
world's famous man cave.
And over to our right, we have a special guest. Actually, first I want to thank you, Josh, for inviting us out to your man cave to come and check you out. We have Josh here, and again, he invited us out to his man cave, so we're going to take on the ambiance and tell you a little bit about the ambiance here, and first of all, how we met. So I'm going to have Will go into details on how we met our special guest, Josh.
It was actually during one of the live Instagram shows.
Yes.
And this man, to my right, it gave me so many chuckles during that episode. I was like, man, I gotta talk to this dude. I had so much fun. I was like, the dude. I gotta find out who the dude is.
Exactly.
I was like, this was so much fun. I was like, there's no way this guy is that cool and that funny, like off the cuff. I mean, seriously, you made me laugh, and that's how we met. We were talking back and forth offline. Once the show was done, I was like, bro, and that's when we had our event, and we met face to face at our meet and greet.
Yeah.
That happened, what, June 3rd?
June 3rd.
Yep. Just a little over a month ago.
What those guys? I mean, they support y'all. Who's that?
Oh, the cigar shop.
The cigar shop.
We plug these guys as many times as we get, and that's the cigar shop at what?
14001 East Independence Boulevard, Indian Trail, North Carolina.
Yes. So I got some comments already shot in by one of our supporters, Shockproof, said the man cave is fire. It's fire. And also Jason, aka Whitehead, said what's up to everybody here. So look, we're glad we had everybody here. We're gonna dive right in to our show today, and like I said, our good friend here, Josh, invited us to come down and sit down and talk to him a little bit, and we just talked to, we just kind of communicated on how you guys met.
Yeah, how we met, and then you got introduced to him when we had our event.
Yes, when I got introduced to him, then come to find out, one of the things I love, and we just talked about this off camera, one of the things I love about the cigar community, and we said this time and time before, you could be black, white, brown, purple, green. You could be white collar, blue collar, green collar, or whoever. It is a happy place and a happy space.
Yeah, and it's not just a race either. It's the only place where I've heard like legitimate, respectful discourse on politics. Or the other thing, even on financial demographic. It doesn't matter if I'm smoking a $2 cigar and Will's smoking a $50 cigar.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
You're accepted, and guys still want to talk about it.
Yes.
They want to know what you're into. They want to hear about you.
Exactly. And you hit it right on the head too. And they respect. Everybody respectful in those environments too as well. It's not it's not a big dick contest or anything like that. People walking in with their chest stuck out. No. It's
self-places. It's about the community.
Yes.
And, cigars, it's not just about the product. It's about the fellowship and the community.
Yeah. So AJ did comment that he can hear the fan, but it's not too loud, so we're good. Because that's blowing out all the smoke. That's why it's so crystal clear today.
Yes.
Also, Douglas, what's up? Thank you for joining.
Yeah.
Ron, what's up, good brother? And he's over where? At the cigar shop.
Yeah, at the cigar. Yeah, he'll be at the cigar soon.
At some point.
So when me and Josh started talking, we found out just through general conversation, we kind of share some of the same dirt together, so to speak. Especially,
I'm gonna say before we get into all that,
okay.
we forgot what we're doing. First and foremost,
let's talk about the cigar.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Yes, let's talk about the cigar. So actually, Josh blessed me with.
Oh, here we go.
Here we
There we
go.
go. This is the favorite part of my show.
I messed some names up. I got my glasses lined up. The Aladino.
There we go.
Did I say it right?
Yes, you said it right.
The Aladino, the Lancero.
The Lancero.
The Big A.
It is so good.
It is
so good.
It is so good. It is. So what are you getting? I know you just lit up.
I just lit up.
What are you getting from your cigar there?
So mine's a little bit different than yours. So mine's a little darker. Mine has more chocolate.
Okay.
And I'm not one of these guys that can like taste the ethnicity of the beef.
Listen,
on the grapes.
This is why you're a perfect fit for the show.
I'm more, do I really like it or do I really not like it?
it?
So this one, and also with the bourbon, you're getting, if I'm a beer guy, I'm a Guinness guy versus an IPA.
Okay.
And so this is more, for this cigar, if a cigar was a beer, it would be more of a Guinness.
Okay.
Full flavored, not full of nicotine, but a lot of full flavor.
A lot of full flavor? All right, how about yourself?
I'm, you know me, I'm a Lancero lover. Yeah, you get that full flavor.
Yes.
And this is like, I could have this on a daily basis. It's just that good. The draw, the smoke, I mean the burn is beautiful. Yeah, it just fell a little bit, but hey, Lanceros do that. How you enjoying it?
Oh, I just lit this up. And I do get a little hint of the chocolate or cocoa like you mentioned earlier. The draw is good, although I gotta probably touch it up a little bit. That goes back to a comment my friend Jason said to tell you not to use my lighter. Because it's a blowtorch and you might burn out.
I need to well
But I never had the A before Lancero. In Lancero or any other size, so to speak. But I know how you are a big fan of Lanceros, and I think the last time I smoked a Lancero, it was at a Legal Feed.
Yes.
Lancero.
Yes.
And it was a good smoke. And I tell you, this is starting off to be a good smoke.
This is nice.
Like Josh was saying earlier, I can't break you down on the leaf, the time of day, the things,
What time the hay was rolling.
Soil, pH value,
And I think people make that up a lot of times.
They do.
Everything's earthy and leathery. Like, what does that mean? If it's earthy, are you at the beach? Are you in the mountains? Like,
Right. Which part of the earth are we talking?
And how many types of earth have you eaten? Why are you eating earth in your mouth?
Well, bring you back up to a good point. Making things up. Case of wolf. Remember that? Oh my
Yeah,
God.
we had a guy at an event. It was a ticket box event. Gave me a description of the cigar, and he said they had notes of
Wolf.
I wouldn't buy that.
I was like, huh?
And which end of the wolf?
Yeah.
When was the last time you had wolf?
Yeah.
And what were you saying? Like, do I turn into a werewolf
Yeah,
if I smoke it?
yeah,
Do I gotta wait till the full moon to smoke
It
it?
didn't matter what happened. Oh my God. So bear with me. I'm just trying to read the comments and what have you.
So I keep losing the
Go ahead.
feed. They're telling me they keep losing my feed, like it's in and out. So I'm not sure. I don't know how I'm doing on Instagram. Hopefully it's better. But how you doing on your
All right, so
YouTube?
Shockproof said, what cigar is that again? And did you say Aladino? Yes, I did say Aladino.
Is it Aladino Corojos?
Uh-oh, Aladino Corojos. Corojos. Hey, JJ, what's going on, fella? All right, you said, what's up? Ha, ha, ha. Yes. And, okay, yeah, what up, JJ? So, yes, this is the Aladino Corojos. Did I say it right?
Corojo.
Corojo?
Plural is Corojos, because they're both
Yeah,
Corojo.
Bang.
because they're both Corojo.
Okay.
So we have Corojos.
All right.
Or maybe if it's plural, is it Corojo?
Corojo, could be. Oh.
It could be.
Well, hopefully my feed will get better. I'm running off the box, which is connected down here, so praise.
Wi-Fi if you need it.
Yeah, we can always cut it and come back if I need to.
So, question for the group.
Well, they gotta let me know if it gets any better. Let me check real quick.
Okay.
So I can't see. Oh, T. Crocker, thank you for joining.
So,
Relationship bro, thank you. That's right. Enjoy the cigar.
Yeah.
And Douglas just joined on this side, so maybe I am losing.
So question for the group. I mean, how did everybody enjoy this forum?
Yeah.
Did you guys have a good time? How about chiming in and letting us know how your 4th of July was? We'd like to know. I know we went over, Whitehand and myself and the wives went over to a friend of ours' house for a barbecue. Then they had like a open park area where they shot off a lot of fireworks.
Oh, I saw some of that video.
Yes.
I saw some of that video. That was really nice.
That was really, really nice.
Okay.
You know, definitely have for me, you know, it gave me, the 4th always gave me a little bit of time to kind of reflect a little bit and, you know, kind of take on who we are, where we are, and also just to kind of, I don't know, give a little quick shout out to countries and events.
Yep.
You know, that's one of the things I like, you know, about the 4th. What you do for your 4th?
I mean, I had nothing but parties starting on Friday. Saturday was a big bash. Paul had his birthday, so we went over there for a barbecue.
Yeah.
And some of my famous specialty.
Okay.
It was a little specialty. That disappeared quickly. Sunday we had like a neighbor had, you know, a little bouncy house with a water slide built in, so he invited a bunch of neighbors down. Kids had a good time. Took a break on Monday.
Yeah.
I had to take a break on Monday.
Yes.
And Tuesday we went over to another friend of mine's. Lives in the neighborhood, a 25-foot water slide, inflatable in his backyard.
Oh my God.
And once the kids left, yeah, it became adult slip and slide.
Oh, Lord.
Yes, we had fun.
Nobody didn't get hurt, did they?
Nobody got hurt. I mean, the little girl got a little scratch or whatever.
I'm
You
talking
know.
about the old heads.
Oh, nobody cracked anything. Nobody broke anything. Everybody was able to walk out, stumble out. You know,
That's good. That's good.
get picked up if they were a little under the influence. So everything worked out well. But we had a great time, man. We had a great time. I made a punch for each one of those parties. The one on the 4th, punch disappeared, and I was requested to make another. And needless to say, that disappeared as well.
Yeah, good. How about you, Josh?
Well, I worked, and then my wife and I are very peculiar taste, so we went on a date one time. Dinner started at 5, we were home by 6:30. I said, oh man, this was super efficient. She said, well, that's very romantic, but that's just how we're wired. So I went to some friend's house, had some cocktails, we played games, and we were in bed by 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Oh!
There you go.
Oh!
There you go.
No kids, and we're just old, man.
Yeah. It happens.
Well, believe it or not, that was almost my 4th last year. I think me and my wife maybe watching fireworks on TV.
Yeah, we watched it on TV,
Yeah.
and we said, oh my, this is on the East Coast, it's not dark out yet. And finally they said, oh, these are last year's fireworks, so, you know, we saw some fireworks.
All right, so JJ said he had to work. Jason said it was awesome. Because, like I said, both me and him went to the our buddy's house. Sean Cruz said his 4th was, let's see here, was relaxing. Okay. The kids went to the park. Okay. All right,
Which
so
one? Fox Compound?
Yep.
So Sean Cruz looked like he had a good 4th too as well.
Since we're live, I'll just take
Yeah.
it.
All right. Yeah, I
Check
was
this
going to
out.
say that.
So this is the one time I don't have technical difficulties.
But I do, so
But you
I'm
have to
gonna
bear
restart
with me
my
because
Facebook.
I do have the
Yeah.
computer like down on the floor. That's how we have it set up. So it might take me a second to read some of these comments. Okay, I will say.
Did I get it?
It was
Yeah.
good.
I'm just gonna restart my Facebook feed.
Oh, so JJ said he had a good day on his side business with those epoxy
Flags?
flag tables he did. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. Jason said, okay, what price point on the sticks? I don't know.
We don't know. These were a gift.
This was a gift from the host, Josh. So I don't know what the price points are.
Most of them under $10, just under $10.
Okay.
So in Charlotte, I like to buy them at Burners.
Okay.
You can also get them at Monte Cristo, JR's in Mooresville.
Yeah, Mooresville.
Okay.
And if you're out in Winston, Pipe and Pint.
Ah, Pint and Pint. Okay.
Then Greensboro, I mean, they got a few
Yeah,
locations.
yeah, they do. I think
Okay.
they had one out in Greensboro too. With my buddy Mike was going to meet a buddy of his up in the Greensboro area. And we looked up some cigar lounges.
Okay.
Pipe and Punch
Pipe and Punch, yeah.
popped up.
Actually, I went to one down at, what was it? It wasn't Rosemary Beach. Oak Island.
Okay.
And found one little cigar shop. I was there with a buddy of mine, his family and my family. We rented out a spot. And turns out this was like the only local cigar shop within, driving distance. It was a good 10, 15 minutes. Not a big deal. Got in, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. And what you got? Oh, humidor's right there. No, what you got to drink? He points to a cooler. And it's like, well, we got water, we got soda. I'm like, bro, it's pipe and pint. Where the pints at? He goes, well, we got 5 locations. This is the only location without a pint. I'm like, damn!
Of course, as luck would have it.
Really?
Right?
Really? The only one.
As luck would have it. So, like I said, hopefully everybody had a great 4th of July. And I was mentioning earlier, when me and Josh had the opportunity to talk a little bit, we found out we shared some same thing together. And I'm always curious, because Josh was in the Army as well as me, was in the Army. I'm always curious just to find out just a little bit about, what made an individual join the military. For a multitude of reasons. Again, I'll use myself as an example. I joined the military for a couple of reasons. One, my mother and father was ready for me to get on my body.
Yeah.
Time for you go.
Yeah, and my pops drove me to the recruiter, and I remember these words like it was yesterday, John. He said, you better not flunk the test. So I already read in between the lines and knew my plate was officially broke. What a man said, he said, you ain't got to go, but you got to get the heck up out of here.
Yep.
But after I got in, I definitely loved, the camaraderie, patriotism, money you can actually save for college, things of that nature. Some of the other things that they offer. But I was basically, it was the old mob days. I was made an offer I couldn't refuse.
Yeah.
Yeah, real parenting.
Yes. I don't know if we got any of those old school parents, around anymore. But my pops boy, he said, it's time for you to go. And I say this religiously, that was the best advice he ever gave. The best advice.
There you go.
Best advice. I was a little, I was a little wiggly, and I'll leave it as that. But that was the best advice. He gave me everything I needed to move forward in life. Now, how about you, sir?
And just beforehand, I just want to say on Instagram, if you swapped out from Facebook to Instagram, you can stay there, we're good. But Facebook's back up, so hopefully it's better. I ain't got anybody chiming back in, so maybe we had an issue.
Yeah. So somebody, Douglas said he had to bail. Okay.
Had a bail on completely on the show, or just on one?
I think he's on one. I think he's on here now. And Jason said, "Thanks for your service."
Oh, thank you.
John. So going back to you, all right. You heard my reason. It was
one of many.
Yeah, it was well. I was well coached in joining. So what made you go?
I joined because I wanted to play guitar for a living.
Wow.
And look, my middle school band teacher, he was a trumpet player, and a huge influence and mentor. He went in the Army. He's retired now. But I grew up with long hair and piercings. I played in a lot of heavy metal bands. I toured with a lot of big musicians. Played with Ella Fitzgerald before she died.
Really?
Yeah. Played with Wynton Marsalis, Branford Marsalis. A lot of just with the local colleges and stuff like that. Played trombone and bass.
Hold on. Now, you played with all these guys. Did you have the piercing? I need to see you had an 18-inch mohawk.
Yeah.
Really?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Music is like cigars, come as you are.
Yeah, that's true too. That is true.
Yeah, you can play,
Yeah. A lot of people, one of the weirdest musicians ever is Flea, bass player from Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know he's got a doctorate in trumpet and music from
Really?
Juilliard.
Really?
So he plays.
Well, I didn't know he had a doctorate, but I didn't know it was trumpet playing.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we talk about like David Redman, you know, who would be the next John Coltrane.
Right.
You know,
Yes.
He's played bass with that, so it's not just the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Right.
We're talking about John Mayer, for example.
Oh, I was going to say John Mayer. Wait a second.
So listen, John Mayer, he's a brilliant guy because a lot of the stuff you hear on the radio,
Yes.
a lot of people. So I don't like country music.
You
But
Jason's
a lot of people that play country music locally, musicians are whores. They're going to play for money.
Yeah.
Even if it's something they don't like, if they
Yeah.
can feed their families.
If they can feed their family, they're going to be playing.
So anything you hear of John Mayer on the radio is like average at best.
Really?
If you listen to the John Mayer trio band, John Mayer acoustic, all of his other projects, those are where the
That's
music
where he
really
shines.
starts. Yeah, because if you
Oh.
think about the music business, you can sell records or you can make good music. Sometimes it's difficult to do both.
Yes, that's true.
So not that John Mayer's radio stuff isn't just fine, but it's nowhere near the quality of stuff if you look at like the John Mayer trio band, for example.
Okay.
So that's the stuff that goes deep, and that's the musically sophisticated music.
So,
Yeah.
so we might owe
They
AA
run an apology, maybe.
Yeah, because we did a show, and one of the questions I posed to the group was maybe the top 5 guitars. And one of our supporters, AA, and I kept saying John Mayer, John Mayer, John Mayer. We were like, yeah, John Mayer. We were throwing up names like Hendrix.
Santana.
Think about the stuff you
Stevie
hear
Ray.
of Stevie Ray, Hendrix,
Yeah.
Santana, the stuff you hear on the radio.
Right.
Versus if you go down the rabbit hole, it's completely different because the stuff that musicians love that would get them the top guitar player, that's not a catchy, song that would be in a commercial or in a movie
Correct.
soundtrack.
Correct.
It's a different environment.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. All right, apologies, Aaron.
So Facebook's fine now. We're much better. Reed joined in and he goes, "Is that good times? Please give a review." Oh, we'll get there.
Oh, that's next.
That's next. And he goes, "F John Mayer."
I can't read this person.
And I'm sorry, I can't read the Instagram.
And I got a bunch of my friends that joined.
Okay.
John Mayer.
So we got Gearhead, Nova Dog, hey Dennis,
Which one you're on? You're on the
Instagram. Well, I'm not
there you
on it, I'm just watching it.
Yeah. All right. Somebody said John Mayer is great. That wasn't Aaron. Somebody else. Jason said, welcome back, welcome aboard. So, like I said, look, I'm glad we got a further insight because just on the surface stuff that we heard,
Yeah, we were
I would
just
not have put it
in the same
in
category.
the same
Well,
category.
some people you wouldn't imagine, like Gary Clark Jr. Anybody know him?
No?
You don't know Gary Clark Jr.
No, sir.
Nope.
So if Lenny Kravitz was still out wrestling, it would be Gary Clark Jr. And Gary Clark Jr. has had a cigar industry.
Really?
Wow.
Wow.
Oh,
So
besides the cigars.
So wait, hold on.
Right.
Now you can say you had Gary Clark Jr. and William Kelly from the
all in the same room. Not at the same time, but all in the same room. So, the theme for today's drinks, compliments of the world famous man cave, Josh. Each of these is a cigar blend.
A cigar blend.
And you can read off, so they're all,
So the Good Times,
They're all
I
finished
thought
the
Reem had asked, Good Times, it's distilled in Indiana, so it is the
MGP.
MGP.
juice.
As
So-
is the Joseph Magnus cigar blend, that's also MGP juice.
Okay.
So these are very different.
Oh, they're very different.
Joseph
Well,
Magnus is very hard to find. Good times you can kind of find in North Carolina.
okay. So this is a barrel strength, but it actually says Cigar Good Times. See that? It says Cigar Good Times. And it's a single barrel bourbon, whiskey finished in cognac, Armagnac, and what's that? Oloroso sherry barrels. And the proof on this, you're going to love it, 122. And we're about to get to that soon enough.
Then we got the old elk.
And then we got Old Elk.
And
And
one of us is holding up the next score.
Yeah.
one of us is holding up the next 4.
Oh, that must be, hey, I think he was talking about me. I think he was talking about me.
But don't guzzle it.
No,
You guys
no,
enjoy it.
no. Because this is what? Hot.
Don't even. JJ gonna say it. It's hot in the mouth. Oh my Lord.
Oh.
But, you know, halfway through this, just a little under halfway, this is building up more of a flavor to me right now. I can't really tell you what that flavor is. It's just a much better flavor than when I first started it. I don't know if you've had that experience or if you've had, well, you're still getting there.
Well, I mean, usually sometimes, and this is just me, sometimes when a cigar transition from the first third to the second third and so forth and so on, it will pick up on its intensity. In flavor. I mean, we talked about that too. Yeah. I'm quite sure you had those experiences too that you get.
Absolutely. And those two, especially, so my humidor stays a little bit wet. Those have actually been out of the humidor. They were in the box for some time. We just went in recently. But you mentioned that you can smoke those every day, so there's a lot of different aging processes. And I'm a huge jalapeno fan and nerd. I got a lot of different stuff in this humidor. When I first met you guys, and hey, you gotta try this. Cigars about community. Aladino goes a big way to do that. Love the family and what Justo and Vivian and Trey and Joel and all those guys do. Can't say enough good things about the family behind it, the original Camacho family.
Okay.
But one of the things that they do in their aging process, they have a room where they put the tobacco on a big wheel and it spins around in high humidity. So it dries out a lot of the ammonia.
Right. Okay.
And so a lot of people, they're like, well, if I smoke cigars, like the next day, I get this taste in my mouth, and it's the residual ammonia in the leaves. So time is money when you're in any kind of process, and so they go kind of the extra steps. So these are very, people I think overuse the word smooth, but you don't get a lot of the aftertaste or any of the bitterness. Right. And so that only gets from aging, but you can speed up that a little bit if you go through that process. And so any of the Aladinos, you don't get that aftertaste or the taste the next day. So especially if you're a new cigar smoker, now the Corojos are a little bit stronger than they've got some of the other ones are lighter. I smoke the Connecticut just about every day.
Okay.
And that's a great morning cigar. I think it's, for the money especially, it's the best Connecticut that I can think of.
Nice. So you heard it, best Connecticut out there.
Not to be an Aladino commercial, but we're all just smoking Aladinos.
But we're all smoking Aladino right now.
I am an Aladino fanboy, But listen, cigars are about the community, If you hear people say, this one time in 1986 I smoked a Cuban, it was the best cigar I ever had. Probably it was a fake Cuban, first of all.
Right.
Second of all, it probably wasn't that good or aged that well, but it was in the context of they were probably at a wedding or a promotion or graduation. They were with friends, and that moment was special.
Yep.
So the cigar added to that, and it was a prop for that community.
Yes.
And we've talked about that in previous shows also, where it's not just the cigar.
It's the whole experience.
It's the whole experience, where you're at the time. There's certain moments that'll bring you back. You're like, I remember that was a great cigar. Well, was it though?
Yeah.
But it was where you were at the moment.
Yeah, the Cubans are that forbidden fruit, so you only bring them out on special occasions.
Exactly, yeah.
So it's not that they're that great cigar, but you typically, most people save them for those moments that are special moments.
Sure.
And you're already having a good time.
Yeah.
The chemicals
The connection is already there.
The best cigar is always either a free cigar or the cigar in my hand right now. Those are always the best free cigars.
Yep.
So for me right now, this is the best cigar.
Oh, what did Douglas say? Hold on. Haven't tried the Good Times, but have had the other two. Both were very good. We'll have to track down the Good Times. The Old Egg Sherry Cask is fantastic. If you get a chance to try it. Oh, we're going to try it. Don't worry about it. We definitely won't be disappointed.
We got viewers from Argentina. Shout out to Bonzo.
Argentina. Shout out to Bonzo, man. Yes. Yeah.
Appreciate you joining us.
Thank you for joining. Love it.
So we're worldwide right now.
Yeah, I'm telling you. That's why I didn't want to stop the Facebook because, I'm reaching Dominican Republic, Germany. Italy.
Yeah.
So, hey, now we're on Instagram reaching even more people.
Yeah, I'm actually reaching out to Jamaica
There you go.
Avenue. Up in Queens.
Jamaica, Queens.
Jamaica.
Jamaica, Miami. Oh my God, Jamaica Avenue.
Oh.
You nationwide.
They both.
I love it.
I'm still in the Eastern time zone. So we have here the Good Times. Is that the one that you said was barrel?
Yeah.
I mean, that's like.
Well, but the first one, the Joseph Magnus cigar blend, and this one, they're aged in the same type of casks, so they're in the same proof, and they're also MGP. So last week you were talking about
Yes.
MGP. So MGP, think about it. If you're going to open a distillery, right, it takes 4 to 6 years, right? But you got to pay the bills in the meantime. So a lot of people will buy juice from MGP and either bottle it or finish it and do fun things to it. And so that's both of these are MGP juice.
That's what we just found out last week about.
Yeah, Penelope. And if Ken does join us, you got to see this Penelope collection back here too.
Ooh.
And if you drink it with your pinky out, then it's Pinot Latte.
Pinot Latte.
Pinot Latte.
It smells a lot sweeter.
Yeah.
So this one I get a lot of chocolate.
Oh yeah.
About.
Yeah. I am getting a lot the dark chocolate.
So it's funny, the Magnus is by far the hardest to find, but I like the other two better.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, honestly, so far, good times. We haven't got to the old elk yet, which is good. But I actually like the good times a little more than the Johnny Magnus.
I like the Good Times too. It's to me, it's a little darker,
It's dynamite.
Yeah. It's a little darker, and it didn't hold that much heat
as the first one.
as the Magnus.
Yeah.
For me, I think one of the words is like viscosity, like how thick is it in the mouth,
Yes.
or how that came out really bad.
That came out
Yeah,
so
that's
bad.
like they're gonna bust your chops.
They're gonna bust your chops later. Here, we got hot in the mouth.
Yeah, because I said hot in the mouth, and they wrote me like secretary.
When I first started smoking cigars, this was 20 years ago. I remember I had one I really liked, and I said, "Man, I love the way the cigar sucks." He said, "No, we don't say that. We don't say that around here. We say it has a nice draw."
Oh,
Yeah, everybody gotta learn once.
yeah.
Oh, I love it.
But that's what cigars are like. So for you guys, my first comment was, "That's a big dude in that little Sportster motorcycle." That's a quick scooter he's got on his shirt.
Hey, I got a comment for you, Kel.
What's that?
It says, Kel, you're on the World Wide Web. That's about as worldwide as he gets. Drinking with a Maduro. Oh,
Yeah.
that sounds like a good thing.
Yeah. So we do have a question from my YouTube fan. Jason, aka Whitehead, has a question for you.
Okay.
And actually, it's usually a question I ask everybody.
Okay.
Are you ready for this?
Go for it.
Josh, give us your top 5 dead or alive cigars. Top 5 dead or alive.
We already know an Aladino is on it.
Yeah, we already know the age.
Am I picking brands or am I picking lines from the brand?
Lines from the brand.
Lines from the brand.
Because the top 5 brands, I already know Aladino is going to be.
Yeah, for sure. So I'll take.
And they don't have to be in a specific
No
order.
specific one.
So for sure, Aladino, Connecticut.
Okay.
I smoke one almost every morning.
Okay.
So that another one, La Gaja in Bombay.
Lagaja
In Bombay.
in Bombay.
Yeah.
Haven't had.
Haven't had that.
Okay.
So there's a guy, Mel Shaw, who's out of Los Angeles. He's got a wine shop. He's another Indian guy. So
Okay.
Rocky Patel and
Right,
Mel.
yeah.
Okay.
And they're just phenomenal cigars. Not a lot of people know about them. In the cigar business, sometimes you have great marketers, sales guys. Sometimes you have a lot of substance. So if he was left to his own devices, he'd just play on the farm all day. He wouldn't go out and sell cigars. 'Cause that's just what he likes.
That's what he likes.
That's why his product is so good. And he can tell you the process. When my wife and I were lucky enough to go to the farm with them, and all the people working on the farm, he knows them all.
Wow.
It's family. So the Gaja, the Connecticut Aladino. I might go either the Corojo, which you guys are having,
Okay.
or the Reservo,
Okay.
Corojo, the number 4 specifically, because that's my favorite size.
Okay.
So I got 2 more, so I think 3.
Yeah.
Probably an Oliva B, because that's the one my wife and I first bonded when we were dating.
Oh, see, there
She
you
started
go.
feeling me out. she likes cigars as well, so she said, "What kind of cigars?"
Oh.
And she knew that if I said like an acid or something like that,
Oh, it would've been over.
there's gonna be no date.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
let me get that Cuba.
Yeah.
We need to get out of here.
So, if we were to, if I could get them again, like, this is kind of old.
Yeah. So what I tell you already, Jason, aka White Hand, he said laugh out loud, think in the mouth.
It's on. It's on. It's reconnected. The only reason is because one of my wife's cousins, his uncle owns La Aurora factory. And I have yet to go.
It's the oldest factory in the Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
You know, other cigars I love. I've been a fan of Fratello since day one.
Okay.
Omar is one of these guys. You know, I'm 6'3", and Omar is at least 2 feet taller than I am. And he's Dominican. So, you know, they say that you know, cigar making's not rocket science, but he was a rocket scientist.
Oh yeah, Fratello, yeah. Actually, I got a doggone T-shirt from him. A few years back.
I was a Draper's tobacconist in DC, and I was, you know, trying to get work done. And this giant Hispanic guy, he bugged me, "Hey man, you gotta try these cigars. You know, hey bro, you know, try my cigars. They're really good." And I'm like, "Dude, I smoke a lot of cigars. Like,
Right.
I ain't never heard of your stuff." He was still an acid part-time.
Okay.
And you know, he's become a friend, a great guy. And again, when you talk about community, and when you talk about, you know, this is not a political discussion, but you hear a lot of people like, "Oh, I don't play politics," or I don't play in the stock market because of whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Every time you make a purchase, you are supporting someone somewhere. A lot of these guys are off on private jets and stuff like that. This is a guy, Omar, who left a really cush job, you know, making a lot of money. Justo, you know, he was in corporate America making big money before he went to the family business in cigars. So to build something that's family oriented, to build a community, you know, we talk about all the divisive things that are going on, not just in the country, but in the world, truly. And cigars, you know, if it wasn't cigars, I wouldn't have met you guys. There wouldn't be.
Yeah, this is true.
Right.
This is very true.
So many other facets in life where you can go and have a discussion over a cigar,
Mm-hmm.
and automatically it's like, you know, in any election, it doesn't matter what your candidate. You might say, "Well, my candidate's an asshole." Well, yours is an idiot.
Right.
We both agree that they're both terrible people.
Right,
Let's
exactly.
find common ground.
Ground,
If you're
yep.
smoking cigars, automatically there's a
Common ground. Yeah.
I think a lot of people, cigars are just a reminder that we have more in common than we do not in common.
Yeah. Correct.
Yeah. And you hit it right on the head. It's that in the conversation.
Yeah.
And like I say, you get to find out that we have a lot more in common than we don't have in common.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things, you know, when you sit down and you have a cigar, and I know we're doing this live, you know, we're on air, but when you're not on air, you have conversations that you normally wouldn't have if it wasn't for having a cigar with somebody.
Exactly. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because you sit down, you're relaxed, you can talk about anything, really.
Really? Absolutely.
And it's just an amazing process, and it's one of the things that I love coming down to North Carolina from New York, because up in New York, you know, there wasn't that many places when I lived there that I could just chill, have a cigar with somebody. I had like one buddy.
But you have to clarify, because in the South, if you say you're from New York, we think you lived in Times Square.
Yeah.
Well, I was close.
There's
I
no
was in Queens.
Syracuse, or there's no upstate.
Yeah, there's no upstate. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true too. But with me, that's the case.
Yeah.
There's Niagara Falls in New York, a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still in New York.
Yeah.
But in all honesty, it's like I would have a cigar maybe once every 2 or 3 months, just simply because there wasn't people that I could hang with that enjoyed cigars.
Yeah. And real estate's so expensive, you can't buy a house with a basement like this.
Yeah, exactly.
Or a garage like
Or a
this.
garage, yeah.
Yeah.
It's insanity. So I think one of the points that I was trying to make was coming down here, I met a lot more people that smoked cigars. And it's even before I had built the Cigarage, which that came about simply because we were hanging out at one of my old buddies, Joe Zucchini. He would call it the veranda right outside the pool, had a little awning over it, and we would just go down there, you know, pool's closed, and we would just smoke out there. Yeah, but when it's raining, it's cold, and damn, man, it'd be nice to go someplace. Lounges around us were okay. They're not the greatest, There's some that are really good,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
you know, but ventilation played a big part. So I went about the whole phase of building the cigarage, just so we had an indoor smoke lounge area where everybody could just kick back and relax.
Yeah.
And it just built on from there.
Yeah, yeah.
And we took a life on its own. It really did.
Yeah.
So, and I'm glad dude, I mean, this man cave is ridiculous. We're in a basement and it don't feel that way.
No.
At all. At all. It is beautiful. And you've got, what'd you say? Your jackalope? We made sure it was in the camera.
Yeah, yeah.
You'll see it up there in the corner, right above the TV. I know Instagram you won't be seeing it, but on your YouTube you can see it just fine.
And those are real too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Those are in North Carolina. So,
No.
yes.
I thought it was a myth, bro.
No, I get it.
They put some.
They glued some.
They glued some handles on that doggone thing.
Come
man.
on.
No,
I was look.
I ain't been drinking that much.
I was born at night. It wasn't last night. You trying to tell me that thing is real?
No, the other thing that's unique to North Carolina is snipes. Have you guys been snipe hunting?
No.
Oh, we
We just blow his mind like we're
No.
both like, no. What's a snipe and how do I hunt it?
Isn't that a bird or something?
kind of like a bird. It's like a bird. It's like a bird / bunny, and they come out at night. No, it's real. Like when you're out camping with your buddies, that's the best time to catch them. And what you do is you put one of your buddies at the end of a field, and then you and your other friends, you go and walk very slowly. You snap your fingers. And what it does, because they hang out in the fields at night, it pushes the bunny or the snipe to your buddy with the pillowcase. And so his job is to catch the snipe in the pillowcase. But you have to tell him to be patient. It might take a long time because you gotta walk real slow. No, this is for real. So
You know what I'm thinking? I'm going to copper hunting next.
Yeah. To our viewers, have y'all ever heard of going snipe hunting? But to me, it sounds like
Initiation.
It sounds like the time. It sounds like the time my sergeant sent me to the motor pool to get some muffler grease.
No, see, my wife, so this room, by the way, was her idea. That's how amazing she is.
Oh,
But
nice.
she grew up
Props to her.
in Boca del Rey, very fancy town. We grew up, one of the ways that we fished was we would go noodling. Y'all ever been noodling?
Yes, I heard noodle.
I bet have you been?
No, I have not.
Oh, we can totally go noodling. We'll go noodling and snipe hunting, and then we'll hunt for jackalopes. All the same.
All the same
All the same
day.
day.
Now, I've seen some shows with on the A&E channel where people go noodling.
Yeah.
Catfish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm not doing that, bro. I'm not.
No, you had me at jackalope.
Yeah. First of all, the catfish would say, the catfish would grab a hold of my hand and it probably try to bite it off.
They don't have teeth. What are they gonna bite?
You're going to gum you to death.
They're gonna come. I believe that for y'all, bro.
I always have a pocket knife, so I'll be there.
Yeah.
And if a bear tries to take your catch, I'll fight it off for you.
You're shaky.
Hey, Douglas has said they only come out on nights you kill a bottle of bourbon. Very rare breed. Hold on. Both the snipe and the jackalope.
Really?
We've got some rare breed back there. We can kill them.
Oh my
A
God.
bottle of rare breed.
Jason said laugh out loud, snipe hunting.
So when I went down to the farm for Aladino, I wanted to bring something American, so I brought some rare breed, wild turkey rare breed.
Okay.
So it's about 125, 130 proof. So some of my friends, Dante and Chris and those guys, they were from the UK. A little bit younger guys, maybe less experienced. They talk smack about, UK, we just drink all the time, whatever, we're superior, you should still belong to us, all this kind of stuff.
You should still belong to us. I love it.
Typical UK.
Typical UK banter.
They think they own the world, right? And the next morning, out of all the people that were drinking wild turkey rare breed, because we killed a bottle, one of us was there on time and we were fine, so that's experience. And then the other thing, so Don Julio is the guy that started Camacho, so he's older. That's Justo's dad.
Okay.
So we poured him some too, because he's like, oh, I want to try some. So we poured him a couple fingers, and we said, now just sip this a little little hotter than your, 80 proof stuff. So Don Julio takes it and he shoots the whole thing. So he starts choking, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, you killed Don Julio!" I mean, this guy's a celebrity. He's one of the last men standing. Like you look at like the Agos of the world and old school,
Wow.
So he's one of those, last standing patriarchs of the cigar industry, and I almost killed him.
You almost killed him with some rare breed. Jeez.
So Jason, he wanted me to ask you, do you know about the leaves turning upside down right before the rain?
Oh yeah, of course.
Really?
I'm a country boy.
Oh, man, we was going back and forth on
Oh,
that
God.
episode.
Oh, we did.
We're
We
two
did.
city guys. I said, man, get out of here. That's bullshit. Ain't no leaves turning upside down.
And then we say when it snows, the whole tree flips over.
Oh, yes, Jason. Josh knows about the leaves turning upside down. Oh my God. Oh, what you say?
Even though I say the leaves don't turn upside down, they face down and then they kind of curl up.
Yeah.
But, everybody's got a different viewpoint. I don't think the whole thing goes like that.
This is the way I grew up. If we had meat as a kid, we either raised it or went out and shot it. And so my family, we had my grandparents and aunt, they had goats. And so whenever they slaughtered them, they'd always do at least 2 at a time because they didn't want to know the name of the goat we were eating.
I like it.
So you say you're a country boy. Are you from North Carolina?
Virginia.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I guess you would know about the leaves.
So I can shoot a deer and skin it.
Wow.
There you go.
Oh, hey.
And lay it down as a rug on the floor.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh.
Oh. So
That's
yes, Jason, he knows about the leaves turning upside down.
Best barbecue in North Carolina is right here too. Y'all saw my grill.
Yeah, I saw the grill.
Yeah, that's what real. Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't play.
yeah.
Gotta come back.
Oh.
I heard that there's another invite from me.
Ooh.
Oh.
And I know if Chuck comes up, one of my cousins down in Miami, he loves venison. So, he was up there. He goes, "Where do I get it?" I was like, "We gotta find somebody to kill it."
So my wife is the best chef. She's the best at everything, which is why I married her. Like I said, I don't like when I do things, I go big. So I married the smartest, best mom, best cook. She's amazing. But when we were dating, I told her I make the best steak, and she's like, "Oh yeah, me make steak." Just, she's got a corporate job. She did all the fancy steak houses or whatever. And so I did sous vide for the first time. But I always, I'll dry brine it with some salt the night before, lay it on the cooling rack. And when she had my steak, she goes, "I didn't want to believe him." This would be the reason, like, "Oh, he's full."
Yeah. Shit, yeah.
Yeah. And she will tell you it's the best steak she's ever had.
Wow.
As a matter of fact, you mentioned sous vide. Paul actually did a brisket sous vide style on Saturday.
All right, so what is sous vide style? You just want
So the way I do any kind of meat, before I cook it, 24 hours in advance, I'll put kosher salt
yes,
and a little bit of pepper, maybe a little bit of Lowry's, but the salt penetrates the meat.
yes.
But the meat sweats, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're like flavoring it from the inside out. So as it sweats, the moisture comes out. You have to let it go through its osmosis and reabsorb it. So now it's salty meat all the way through, not just on the outside. So the next stage, you basically boil it in a bag. There's a sous vide that keeps the water to a certain temperature, so it'll never go above that temperature. And so especially like our house, we love to host people, love to have dinner parties, and Christmas, rare, how we like it. But you sous
He
vide.
showed me his vacuum sealed bag. With a brisket in it, and he goes, "This is a third I still have left. I just served you guys 2/3 of that." I was like, "Damn, this is good." Even my wife was like, "Man, you gotta learn how to make that, well." I'm like, "Why? Just come over to Paul's."
Yeah.
Jason said, "I love this guy because you talked about the leaves upside down."
Of course, country boy. So my wife, she grew up going to like tennis camp or bagman camp. She was kind of raised to marry a doctor, a lawyer, or whatever like that. So never in a million years did her family think she was going to marry a country boy like me.
We purposely had us into jackalopes. He has seen a 12-point jackalope, the rarest of them all. Douglas is a good cat. I had met Douglas and Corey when it was a barn smoker. I took my wife to. And I know we had a little conversation off camera prior to this. She had thought it was just going to be a whole bunch of old white guys sitting around, talking crap. And we get to Kentucky. We're on this one farm. It's outside of the distillery. I forget which one it was. And she's like, wow, this is cool. Like, everyone from, doctors to, checkout counter people are there. All ethnicities. And she goes, okay, I feel home.
I mean, that's one of the things. So one of my friends, he was, very high security clearance and, C-suite at Duke Energy. He comes and hangs out and drinks beer. And again, it's about the community. And as long as you have character and you're about the community, you're not arrogant. And, community, another way of saying that is like serving others. What can I give versus what can I get?
Right.
Yes. And it's one of the wonderful things about it. You get to know cigar smokers. They're always saying, hey, try this,
Yeah.
Try the cigar, have this, come over, let's, cook a steak or whatever. It's a community that really is unlike anything else. And the closest thing I can describe it as, if you're on Route 66, and let's say that I'm in a European bike, you're in a Japanese bike, and you're in an American scooter.
Right. I like how you said scooter for me.
But if we all stop at the gas station, although they're vastly different worlds, if you're in the bike community,
right,
there's a common thread.
Yeah.
And there's almost an instant brotherhood where you don't have to know anything about that person. You just know that probably, again, you're going to have a lot of differences, but, it goes to politics or family. Look, I don't care what country you're from or what your politics, your religion, your race. It's fundamental things. We want our kids to have a better life than us.
Yep.
We all like to gather around the table and have a good meal, whatever that looks like to you. Even if you're a vegetarian.
Yeah.
There are just these commonalities where those are the sweet moments that we live for. That's who we are. I am a husband and a father. I do what pays the bills. And there's a difference between them.
Right.
And who we are is much more in common than somebody that votes for the wrong candidate.
Correct. Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
Basic values, that's common.
Yeah, in relationships of all kinds, people find what they're looking for, right? And if you're focused on the flaws, if my wife was focused on my flaws, she would pack her bags and leave. She finds what she's looking for, right?
Right.
So
Exactly.
if you're looking for reasons to connect with people, you will find this. But if you're looking for reasons to not connect with people, those are also just as easy to find.
Yeah. Exactly.
And that's where a lot of the divisive natures about a lot of things. Cigars are truly one of those things. Again, you can go to any cigar lounge in the country. If you're in Houston or on the Gulf Coast, a lot of people don't speak English there, but you get along with people. If I go to Detroit, there's a couple cigar shops there. For sure, I'm the only white guy. Nobody cares.
Yeah. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Exactly.
Yeah, actually, what you smoking?
Yeah. What you smoking? Exactly. What you sipping on? That's the most common questions you get. Oh, what you got?
And they want to know about it, but that's the other thing. When they ask, what are you smoking? So sometimes, I use politics or religion because it is kind of a divisive thing. If someone asks you about your politics, usually they don't really care. They're just looking to poke holes in it. They're looking for an argument.
Yeah.
If they ask them, what are you smoking? It's because they truly do want to know about you. They want to learn about you, and they're having a conversation to learn, not to tell you why you're wrong. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes total sense. And what was one of the first two rules in the cigarage? And I had it posted at one point, but people caught on. There's no talks of politics, and there's no talks of religion. Those are the first two. Everything you talk about, we're good. Let's keep that to the side because, once again, like you said,
you don't want nobody poke
holes in anything.
Yeah, and even my faith is important. In the context of Christianity, I put it in those terms of primary and secondary issues. Primary issues is we love our families, we love our wives, we love our community, we love our country.
Right.
These are primary issues where we can get along and we can be friends. Secondary issues, like in Christianity, you could say, was Jonah swallowed by a whale or a shark? It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, exactly.
If you want to focus on that, and if you want to be Baptist versus Methodist versus Pentecostal or whatever, as long as you believe, the fundamentals of what the Christian religion is,
right.
Those secondary issues, again, people find what they're looking for. If you want to focus on that,
if you want to focus on it, they will.
then you can pick a fight.
Yeah.
But if you want to focus on the things that we have in common that really matter, again, family and community.
Right.
And
Lots of reasons to get
like
along.
you said, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And I would
It's
say
so
this
true.
too, and you already said, focus on families first.
Yeah. Always.
And
Always.
For me, first, and everything else is second.
Yeah. It's like we even discussed when we were first doing the show.
Yeah.
What's good for our families.
Yeah.
We didn't say what's good for us first. We discussed it with you with your wife and me with the housewife with the garage.
Yeah, you mess with my family, you're going to be missing some decaps.
Right, exactly. And that's what we're saying.
And I know some people with wood chippers.
Sure, some of my buddies will tell you. We out hanging out. I said, yo, Pops, I got to be home at 3 o'clock. I got to get dinner. I said, every first stop.
Yeah.
Anything else,
I mean, even when I hang out with you in your garage,
Yeah.
and it's like, bro, I gotta get on these ones and twos. I'm like, I'm out.
Get on the ones and twos.
I never go, oh, come on, man. Come on. No, it's not a pressure point. You know what I mean? It's just, we know each other's lifestyles.
Mhm.
I get you, you get me. No, we're good.
Family's the most important thing.
Yeah, it is. It is. So I'm sorry I'm not able to read any of the comments on Instagram. The phone is sideways,
It's not a lot, but I got
and it took my head, and it's way too far away.
The
So,
only comment on Instagram is that's my buddy Josh, but my boy Wanda.
oh, there you go.
Oh,
Well, shout out to everybody who's watching on Instagram. I appreciate the viewers.
absolutely. Question for the groups now.
For all of them.
For everybody. What questions do you have for Josh? Jason had a good question about your top 5. Oh. Can we do top 5 bourbons and whiskey?
Let's do it. Absolutely. Look, he just got a smile. He's like, oh, now you're talking about language.
Hold on now. Hold on. Oh, wait for him.
Oh, now you went. Hold on.
Wait for him.
Hold
now.
on.
Not me this time.
Because I've been enjoying this cigar way more than you have. I'm telling you.
I should have said that last time, y'all was busting my chops.
I'm pouring small pours because
Yes.
it's about savoring, but we can
Yeah.
you can have whatever you want.
No, keep them
And
small.
there's plenty
Keep
of
it
other,
small. We're good.
plenty of inventory to go
There
around.
you go. I take
So
I take
we're
the
doing
kids to
what? Old Elk now.
Yeah, old elk cigar blend. Same
The cigar blends.
Cigar blend, Old Elk.
or cigar cut they call it. So this you can get in North Carolina. Not at every store, but you can find it now.
Okay, and they call it the cigar cut.
Yeah, and it's the least expensive out of these, and I think it's
Okay, the
Just-
just
Oh, yeah.
get a couple of the little notes on it.
so let me teach you all another trick. So I love these glasses because they're really funnels. So my wife and I like wine.
Mm-hmm.
I do not recommend going to a Regal tasting where they real glasses.
Right.
They do those a lot in forgot the name of the shop in the Belt in the basement of South Park Mall.
Oh,
Because if you go to that,
yeah.
I never used to care what kind of glass my wine was in.
You care now.
Now that I know, it's
Yeah.
kind of like taking that blue pill. So for this, if you take 3
Mm-hmm.
kind of inhales, get your nose all up in there,
Yeah.
take a sip. I'm gonna teach you all something new. This is why we have these glasses. So you gotta figure out what it tastes like before you put it on your lips.
Okay.
And then take a sip. Now next I want you to do the same thing with those inhales, but do it with your mouth open.
Okay.
You're gonna have to think about it, but just trust me.
Okay.
Now take a sip, and you'll taste different notes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same thing with wine.
Wow. Well, the second time around, I got more caramel.
I gotta say, caramel. It's definitely. I'm gonna use the heat index. I would put that. To be honest, that's probably not as much heat from the old oak that I got from
The first
the
two?
first 2.
Well, the first one had serious heat on it.
They did. But you know what? We didn't go through
The same
It's
process.
the same process.
So the 5 for me, I'm a Old Forester fanboy for sure.
Okay, we got Old Forester, Shockproof.
Yeah, but all 5 of mine, I'm going to name stuff that you can get all the time anywhere. So
Well, I like that.
I'm telling you, with the hype, one of the things I gave these guys before we started, I was trying to figure out, because last week it was the bourbon at $30.
Yes.
So I wasn't sure if I was going to do Cooper's Craft, early times, even the new stuff, Bottle and Bond. I've got some of the old ones too. I mean, I showed you the garage.
Yes, you did.
Cases right there. So they had Old Granddad 114. And
Right.
say what you wanted, it's awesome. Wild Turkey 101, awesome.
Yes.
So if I had to pick 5, Old Forester 1920, Old Forester 1910. 1920 is a little hotter.
Okay.
Straight, awesome bourbon. Everything people describe what bourbon should taste like, that it comes to.
Which one was it? I'm sorry.
Old Forester 1920.
1920. Okay.
1910. That's going to be like your Woodford Double Oak. So it's like a charred oak cask.
Okay.
So, talk about chocolate cookies in a glass. So that's 2 of them. Then for a wheat bourbon, so all the Weller, the Buffalo Trace Antique, the
Right,
Coffee,
right.
that's all weeded.
Right.
Any of the Maker's Mark 46s.
Okay.
And in North Carolina, you get a ton of store
Yes.
picks or the blended ones. So those are weeded. You can get it anywhere. It's not really that expensive. So that's 3. For a barrel proof, or a bigger one, probably Wild Turkey Rare Breed.
Okay.
Okay. Wild Turkey Rare Breed.
So for a 5th one, I think Penelope does a lot of finished stuff.
Yes. Finish cast.
Old Elk Weeded is really good. We already got a weeded. You can go to Tennessee and just do like a Jack Daniels barrel proof or a higher proof.
Well, we did that 131.3.
31, yeah.
You know what? I'll say. Actually, my last 2, or the last one. Toss up either. I really like Smoke Wagon, uncut and unfiltered.
Yes.
Smoke Wagon.
Yeah, Reem knows all about the smoke wagon.
Yeah.
Yeah, all those, or Michter's Toasted.
Okay.
The Sour Mash is good. The bourbon's even better. Michter's number 10 tastes like a Krispy Kreme donut. So any of those really, but bourbon is one of those things. A lot of people chase. You see it on the top shelf. All those are stuff that people chase, and it's not easy
Yeah,
to
the
find.
Stag. Yeah, I remember having Stag.
Eagle Rare 17. I got William Lou Weller, George T. Stag. So a lot of type stuff.
Yeah.
And I usually kind of like try to trade up and
Okay.
find. But you don't have to spend that much. I got over there. Some of my neighbors brought me some of the Fox in the Air.
Okay.
It's super hot. It's a rye. It's
Oh.
awesome.
I've had one of my neighbors. Yeah, one of my neighbors, Jason. He always goes down to Tennessee and he picks up some crazy stuff. There was one we had, and it's Fox and Hare. There was another one. It looked like a fairy tale kind of label on it. And I was like, man, this is so good. I'm so sorry. We finished it. He goes, no, don't worry about it. And I wanted to buy it for him. I didn't realize it was like $175 for the bottle. I was like, hey, I'm gonna give him something else.
Well, but none of those I named have an MSRP of more than $60.
Okay.
So you don't have to spend.
Yeah, you don't.
So Shockproof, you might have answered this though. Shockproof said, let's see, top 5 whiskeys that can be found on the shelf and not allocated. Hopefully he answered some of that.
Yeah, all those I named, but you need to get them on the shelf.
So Reem says it looks like Southern Spirits allocated Wallop in there.
Yeah, it does, right?
It really does, man.
And Jason, I don't know if he caught the beginning of the show, but he said he wanted to know how did we meet. And basically, just to recap that, Josh jumped on
No, it was Will. There was
Will's
this
Instagram.
internet site. It was like Grindr or something like that. It was like, for old white guys with beards.
Oh, white guys with beards. Oh my
No,
lord.
but actually he jumped on Will's Instagram one time we went live and just started
I think
engaging.
I think it was either the first or second time I went on
Yeah,
Instagram.
Instagram.
It had to be.
Really started engaging, and just one thing led to another.
I mean, it just made me
Invited to
laugh
come
the
out
whole
to-
time. It was just
Invited
perfect.
to come out to our meet and greet, and we just picked up from there. Now, Shockproof, You gonna hit his dog on a sweet spot because he loves some spirit. I was like, he said he just tried the Penelope for the first time.
Which Penelope?
Over the weekend. Penelope toasted.
Okay.
Okay.
And I got a follow up on that. A question for you.
So he tried the Penelope toasted.
Toasted.
Toasted. I'm sorry. And he said he loved it. He got to try and get another bite.
Okay.
Try it with freshly made chocolate chip cookies. I'm telling you, toasted or double oak with chocolate chip cookies will change your life.
Oh, you hear that?
And you know what? One of my cousins, Chuck, down in Miami, he said with certain scotches, he would always carry around like dark chocolate candies. He goes, have this, and then try the scotch again. I was like, oh my God!
So the scotch closet's upstairs. I don't have that many scotches down here. But you know, if people want to bridge the gap, one of the ones to do that is a High West single malt. And the other one is Stranahan. They got a sherry cask.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Macallan, you know, their typical blend is aged in sherry cask.
Yep.
And so Stranahan tastes like if Americans made Macallan.
Okay.
But Macallan, you know, I kind of switched to bourbon because Scotch got so expensive.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Scotch, you know, all the ones I named, you know, old Granddad, early times Bob and Mom, which now you get at, you know, any ABC store. Cooper's Craft 100. You know, even in any of the bottle and bond. So bottle and bond, a lot of people don't realize this. So Old Forester came out with the first consumer protection law. And so in the old days, when they sold whiskey, they would go and give you a sample. So when they came with your barrel, the down, they could have given you the good stuff, and the barrel could be garbage.
I remember that. Yep.
So they started the bottle with it. So
Yep.
bottle and bond.
Yep.
So to this
It
day,
had to be the way they got it the first time around.
yeah, certain recipes, certain barrels, certain number of years. So anything bottled and bond, there's not really a lot of difference in them, right?
Correct.
But some of them go for $30. And Williams bottled and bond, Old Granddad bottled and bond, under $30. And the Old Granddad is actually a liter for like $25. So it's even more about it. Especially if you're doing mixed drinks anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Mixed drinks, come on.
Yeah, so it's great for that. But even today, if it's bottled and if you buy a bottle of bond bourbon and it's not what it says it is, there's a number you can call somewhere in the federal government. You know, I haven't tried it. And you know, just like anything.
Hey, wait a minute, this isn't the same.
So, but that was the very first Consumer Protection Law Act was bourbon. Also bourbon, you know, for health conscious people, everyone loves organic. Bourbon was one of the very first organic things ever to be made. And it's still organic. Okay? Any bourbon that you buy is 100% organic.
Wow.
So it's good for you and healthy.
Yeah, it's better than the salad. Douglas had said we should go back to the first because that was our primer to the other bourbons. So revisit that. I was like, we might take you up on that. And yeah, Reem says 30 times for sure. So my follow-up to the whole Penelope, which Penelope, he said toasted. What's your favorite Penelope?
Toasted for sure. And then there's another one that I got from my wife. She likes things that are more delicate. So for our palates, she likes more earthy or delicate things.
Okay.
Her kids will eat a lot of vegetarian things. You know, my bonus son, so his thing when he gets home from school, he'll do a lap around the house. My wife, she grows her own ecosystem outside. So there's all kind of like different vegetables, or we have several fig trees. I've never had fig because by the time they're good, the kids pick them off.
Yeah, and
So they all eat that. I want a big piece of meat. And so for me, if you have a plate of vegetables, that's interesting, but those are ingredients. That's not a meal. A meal is, no one says I'm having, you know, asparagus for dinner or spinach.
Yeah, exactly.
You might say I'm having steak, and then the sides don't matter because there's a big piece of meat, and then there's accoutrement on the side.
Exactly.
So my wife and I are very different than that. We're also shaped very differently than that. But I'll tell you, when one of us gets sick, I come down and have a glass of whiskey and a cigar, and I'm fine the next day. So I'm a little bit of a freak of nature by that. You know, she makes me go to the doctor to get my checkup or whatever. And you know what? At the doctor, let me tell you something. It's more health advice by Josh. If the doctor has to ask how much alcohol or how much you smoke, there's no problem.
Right.
Because if there was a problem, he wouldn't need to ask
He would need to ask you how much.
Yes. Right. So they're just looking for reasons. That's how they get you. That's how they make money.
Yep.
And so, you know, when I go for my annual thing that she forces me to, you know, she goes with me because I'm not a very good translator and I don't ask the right questions, so she's
I'm the
also
same
a
way.
lot smarter than me, so she asks all things on my behalf.
There you go.
Cholesterol is perfect, blood pressure is perfect,
Right.
everything is perfect. And she's like, how the hell is this happening? Because you have whiskey every day, you smoke cigars every day with your diet. And I'm like, this is how man was meant to live.
Right.
Yeah.
There you go. You heard it here. This is how man was supposed to live.
So Shark Proof also said, as a bourbon guy himself, he tried the Jack Daniels twice, the Barrel American
Yep.
single malt, and it was 5.
Yes.
Won't it become a regular something?
Any barrel proof, gentleman's jack, even if you put it in a blind, I had a friend years ago, and I had like the beer goblets, proper
Yeah,
glassware.
proper glass that it's supposed to be served in.
So I poured, when I'm out, working in the garage or doing something when I'm sweating. I don't work in the yard, which also in the yard, that's 100% my wife.
Okay.
I'll dig holes or do heavy things for her.
That's where it ends.
So I drink Miller Lite when I'm sweating or it's hot.
Okay.
So I poured a Miller Lite in a proper glass because it looks fancy. A lot of times you eat with your eyes first. And I said, this is one of these the craft Oregon beers or whatever. And I said, I just wanted to get your opinion. And he was like telling me how great it was. And I said, brother, that's Miller Lite. He's like, oh, I can't believe it. Why would you do that to me? And I'm like, look, if you're just enjoying this at home or friends, who the hell cares if it's allocated or special edition or whatever?
It doesn't matter.
It's about the community. And with bourbon especially, you don't have to spend a ton of money to get good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we've done that before where we've got.
You've done shows we talk about under 30, under 40,
Yeah.
under 50.
But even without a show, we've sat around on a Saturday watching UFC and somebody will bring over a new bottle or whatever, and we'll try it. We're like, damn, that's good.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was $28. And we're, what? I'm like, for 28, you can get this?
That's why I didn't want you guys to see the old
Yeah.
granddad.
Yeah.
I hear you.
And if you're drinking it out of a fancy glass, you're just
Yeah.
good
You
friends.
immediately kind of gravitate to, oh, this has got to be good. But it's true, like these glasses, I love the most. Having bourbon.
Oh yeah, man.
I think yeah, two glasses, it makes a difference.
Yeah, and then we're drinking good stuff tonight. Truly, and also tasting. If you're drinking a mixed drink, there's zero chance I'll pour that in a mixed drink.
Oh.
Not that you wouldn't enjoy it, it wouldn't be a great drink, but why would you do
You're doing
that?
a disservice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're doing it. So, correct.
You're doing a disservice.
Well, yeah, and I'll put it out there. Whoever had my one of the punches that I did, because we ran out. Oh, can you make another one? So yeah, I used 4 bottles of rum. Each rum had like that much in it. Everybody enjoyed the punch because at that point you couldn't tell was it a raspberry rum, a lemon rum, a vanilla rum, or a regular. Guess what? You had all 4 in one with a punch.
There you go. Well, listen, when I was in the Army in the barracks, we had a trash can. We'd line it with the trash bags, and you have to clean it.
Right.
Someone pours a thing of Kool-Aid of some kind,
Right.
and there's a bunch of ice. Then your entry into the party was whatever you got at the PX, which was always the cheapest.
Right.
Because if you're blending it, like this is socialism,
Doesn't matter,
right?
yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's all blended resources, so it's going to be the common denominator,
Yeah.
which is very low at this point.
Yeah.
And that's what you drink.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, one of the teas that I made, I didn't want to use good bourbon. So I used older bourbon, like, once again, it got drank down to a certain point, but people just kind of gave up on it. I was like, you know what, this will make it great in the tea. So I used half of one and half of the other. That tea was delicious.
Yeah.
It was an Arnold Palmer, so it was half tea, half lemonade. I put strawberries in it, lime in it, or lemon in it, and a shot of lime juice. With the mixed bourbon, you couldn't even tell. Was it great bourbon? Was it shitty bourbon? It didn't matter. It was a good iced tea.
Yeah, when you start thinking about things like how much are you enjoying it versus how much it costs,
Correct.
it changes the dynamic.
Yeah.
I'm a big car guy. My favorite brand is Porsche.
Uh-huh.
Guys say, oh, what kind of car would you buy? Never in a million years would I buy Porsche post-COVID because the price has gone stupid on all that.
Oh, yeah.
What I would buy is a Toyota 86 or a Subaru BRZ, 30 grand all day long for a new car. And it's, do you want to have fun or do you want to brag about something?
Right.
If you're bragging about something, that's not a way to make friends. Like, nobody cares.
Yeah.
But if you're doing it for your emotional benefit, it's a great car. Or if I could fit in it in the auto. No one's paying me for my lap times.
Exactly.
You know, nobody, if you're a normal person, nobody gives a crap about your palate that you're going to spit out anyway. You're not even going to drink it.
Yeah.
If you're like, I can taste, you know, I can taste what, you know, whoever blended this had for breakfast that day. You know, it's,
So, Shark, you have a question for you. All your bottles of bourbon, do you have a infinity bottle?
I don't have an infinity bottle.
No.
Doesn't have an infinity
You know,
bottle.
I've got a decanter in the other room that's got mine and my wife's name on it. Shout out Jody and Jason. They got my wife and I that for our wedding.
Okay.
So that's going to turn into the infinity bottle. I haven't done it yet.
Okay.
Then why haven't you?
I
Just never got around to
I
it?
just never got around to it.
Okay.
I got some old elk infinity, so I've got some there. So we can crack that up. That one's still sealed.
Because I've done an infinity bottle a few times. The first time I did it, I'm just pouring similar bourbons. And I just, you know,
Now,
comes down to
similarly mean proof wise, right?
not necessarily proof. It went from anywhere 96 to about $1.15.
Okay.
Okay? But I'm saying it wasn't like a sour mash with like peated or wheated. It was everything kind of like straight up bourbon. You know what I mean? Like nothing fancy within the blend.
Okay.
But it was just a little bit of each. And something, what's in it? Damn, I didn't take notes.
A little bit of everything.
So the next time I did it, I had taken notes because I was like, you know, depending on what you're pouring in it, makes a big difference on the taste. So I wanted to know which was going to be better, the one I didn't keep notes on or the ones I kept notes on, right? It turns out that the ones I kept notes on was a higher proof and stronger than the ones I didn't keep notes on. I was
Is
like,
it because you're being more intentional about it? And higher proof is typically better bourbons.
I was trying to keep more of not more of an educated guess, but a better combo than just do it better. So I kind of mentally poured a little bit of good, I shouldn't say good bourbon, better bourbon
Okay.
in that second batch. And I think that's what made it a little strong. I don't know, you know, consistency wise, was it, you know, a shot of each? It was whatever was left at the bottom. I'm not gonna waste it.
Those corners.
Yeah, those little corners. Yeah, pretty much.
People get pretty serious about their infinity bottles.
Oh, no, they do.
It's also like when you're drinking at a special event or a celebration, you're with good friends.
Yeah.
So then, you know, one path I've heard people, like whatever they're drinking that night, they want to put basically a memory in that. So then when they go back to it, they're like, oh yeah, this is an accumulation of, remember those memories.
Those
'Cause then
memories.
It's not about the bourbon, it's about
Oh, I like
those
that.
times that we celebrated. So there's a lot of different ways to do it, I think.
I like that. That's a pretty good way of putting it.
Mm-hmm.
Memories in a bottle.
Yeah, and the best pour is always when you share with them.
Yeah. All right, we've been going over an hour.
Yeah. What, almost an hour and a half. Right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I had to stop and restart mine, so I know it's just a little over an hour. What we got? Have any of you started? Wait, I gotta see this. And or had an infinity bottle? Yeah, even Douglas just said it.
Yeah.
All mixed together. Next question: is that phone above that picture frame? Is that a phone above the picture frame? No, that's not a phone.
That's a jackalope.
No, the one under the pipes. That controls the vent,
Exhausting.
The
the
exhaust.
exhaust fan outside.
Circulation.
Yeah. Just to answer that question.
All right, so look, we're probably going to wrap things up, but before we do, we want to open it up. Anybody has any other questions for our good friend, special guest here, Josh? I know we covered some of your top 5 cigars,
Bourbons.
bourbons. I mean, you really provided us with some extra additional insight into a lot of things we didn't know. I can only speak for myself, which was great, and we love, like I said, that experience. And again, to me, that community that we're with. You know, you come in, you have an opportunity to fellowship, and you learn something as we go along. So this is going to be the last call. Do we have any questions we want to pop before we get ready to go? Because we're going to shut it down for today. But but we want to open it up again for anybody that has any questions for.
And it's probably mostly on YouTube because you can read the comments, and on Facebook. I can't see that phone from here, so.
No, no one say anything on
Alright,
Instagram.
cool.
So, you know, the other thing that I'll say too, while people are putting in the questions, you talk about the experience and, you know, stuff like that. It's one of the things you'll find in the cigar community. Every once in a while, you'll see really young guys that come in. And I remember when I was a 20-something-year-old going to the cigar shop. You know, you learn a lot of things from some of the older guys. One of my best friends, Richard Stewart, so he's 2 years older than my biological dad. And I remember in a previous marriage, I was having some troubles, and he goes, well, think of it like this. When your wife's yelling at you, because in a marriage, you're always working on the guy. You know, so like Bill Burr, well, Bill Burr says his wife is a perfect specimen, and he's like, that building is scaffolding around her, right? You're always working on the guy.
Yeah. Always working on the guy.
You know, I was in a cigar shop, and he goes, I'm going to tell you what to do. I want you to physically put your hands out like this, and I want you to just think about, I'm just going to receive it, and don't defend it. So when she's giving you criticism, don't defend it.
Just receive
and
it.
just repeat back to her what she said, and do that back and forth until she's acknowledged that you've said what she's said. And so, like, that's an advice for an older guy, like, breathe into me. I remember the first time my wife and I got in a fight, she was like foaming at the mouth. She was pissed.
Wow.
And
okay, so it goes back to what you do.
well, I had no idea.
Right.
And so I waited a couple of days. I waited for the dust to settle. I waited till there's no knives within reach.
Yeah.
And I said, hey,
Move.
remember the other night when you were like really pissed? Now that the emotions have kind of settled down, I have no idea what you're mad about. And so I truly do want to know, but I don't know what you were mad about.
Right.
She goes, you're a wise man, because if you'd have tried to defend it or whatever, this would not have ended well for you. So there's just, things like that, or, people are in different phases of their career. But this is a community where I do think, one day I'll be as old as you guys are, but it is an opportunity. We talked about giving back, to give back to some of the younger guys as well.
Yeah. Oh, and I love sharing the knowledge of cigars and bourbon. What I like, what I don't like about certain brands, certain cigars that I love, some that I hate. I was like, look, I'm just telling you what I'm tasting or not tasting in a specific cigar. Your palate could be completely different.
Yeah,
so
or if you have fish
don't give
versus
up on
steak,
it.
you might taste it different.
Correct. I was like, I'm not telling you not to. I'm just telling you my experience with this, and that. So knock yourself out. You want to do tequila with a cigar. Did we get a question? Hold on.
Yeah, Rod just joined. What's up, Rod? We appreciate you. Jason said, nice show, fellas. Nice show, fellas. Good to hear from another country guy.
Yes.
That grew up. The snipe button. Shot from great combo, guys. I enjoyed it as usual. Yes.
So when is the first annual cigar out?
So we're gonna have to put that in the calendar. I don't even know when snipe season is.
Season is. Oh, hold on. I got a question for Josh over here.
Yes.
He says, "Do you like the blue bonnet?"
The what?
Blue bonnet.
I don't know what that is.
Okay, he said he don't know what it is, so might have to tell him what it is. Another question: with all of your cigar and spirit experience, what is your most prized collectible? That comes from Douglas.
What's the gem of the gem?
I had a bottle of Macallan 30 that I drank over 10 years.
Oh wow.
So some of the cigars, man, I got an old school JC Newman. Each cigar is numbered in a glass thing.
Okay.
I got the Oliva 21 from the Oliva guy.
The Oliva guy, at his house. So that's probably your most prized, am I right?
No, well.
Or it's up there.
After the show, I'll show you guys some of the special stuff. I got some DVNF. I got some, pre-embargo Cubans.
Okay.
So some of those things like the Oliva, that was your experience. So it was also a gift, so it kind of wraps around.
Yeah, I get that. Once again, we go back through the whole experience. Yeah, I love it. I love it.
But spirits, it's probably that, or I've got some pretty legit scotches and scotch spots upstairs that aren't down here. On bourbons, I mean, that's one of the things I like about it, a lot more obtainable to get a good bourbon. You don't have to be a rich man to have a good bourbon.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so Reem never came back with a blue bonnet. I don't know if that's something you wear or is it ice cream. I don't know.
I thought it was ice cream too.
I'm thinking ice cream.
Actually, it was butter.
Oh, blue bonnet butter.
Yeah, everything's better with blue bonnet on it.
Yeah.
Tell my age again.
In this house, there's certain things, and I'll fight somebody over this. For example, if it's mayonnaise, it's Duke's.
Okay.
And only Duke's. My wife, this was a learning curve for her. We are a Duke's family, and I'll throw out some Miracle Whip or some other.
Yeah.
For butter, we are a Kerrygold family.
Okay.
Kerrygold, yes.
And the other thing that we do is, butter. People like fry stuff in and they put it in the pan.
Right.
So if you make a brisket, and you trim all that fat off. Render that fat down and save it, because that is liquid gold, brother.
You got it. You got it here.
Fry your eggs, fry your duck. We're gonna save the duck fat if you do duck.
Yes.
Sorry, it was Rojas Cigar. I don't know, Reem. You lost us all, bro. We signing off.
Yeah. You ready to catch us
I don't know what he been dipping in.
Yeah, you're gonna catch us on the flip side of midnight, guys. So look, we're going to shut this down again. Again, huge thank you for inviting us into your home, Josh. Appreciate it. Appreciate you spending some time with us.
Yes.
Definitely, like I said earlier, I learned some things, and like I said, I just want to say thank you for doing that for us.
Yeah, anytime, brother.
Yeah.
And gotta go sniping sometime.
Yeah, when snipe season starts.
When snipe season starts.
Yeah.
We just follow the jackalopes.
There you I'll bring my pillowcase. All right, so look, with that being said,
yes,
we want everybody out there to be happy, to be healthy, to be safe, but more importantly, we want you to be easy. Till next time, y'all have a great Wednesday, and enjoy your cigars and enjoy your spirits. We'll see you next week.
Thank you, guys.
Yes, thank you.
So we got like the Vejigas.